Some programming. And as you can see, we're starting off the day strong with an error from the IDE getting an update. Haha, yay. Hope everyone's doing well today. Hope your days have been going well. Hope your weekend was pretty good as well. It's been a hot minute since we were on stream. That's not displaying correctly. There we go. All right. So yeah, no, I hope everything's been good. Alright. So, there is a lot to show today. However, until I get this fixed, it's going to be really difficult to show some of it. Because this is actually a very interesting bug that has occurred because I think a different type of passing has occurred. I will need to double check the notes, but what's ended up happening is this now is passing something weirdly. Okay, so where is this getting called? This music is not doing me well. There we go. Much better. All right. Oh, apparently that's not gonna go over onto my other screen nicely. Okay. That's a little annoying. No, that's not what I want. Whoops. Oh boy. Oh, hey, you pissed up? I'll unmeep. Okay. Wait, so return array, value, and then value, right? Because it's infinite values getting pushed in. Yeah, so it's an array point there. Okay. Upgrade is list. This seems very straight. Remeeping? Okay. Why not? Sprite will get with argument 1 correct type struct expected sprite. Is the way this is getting read different now? Because again, it's, I'm just gonna put this up here. What's happening is that this is a struct. It's not liking that it's a struct. So if we go in here, what line is it? 351. Is this going to fix it? It seems to. Cool, okay. That's a little strange. Yeah, I know, it just seemed to be a weird issue with that that's changed how it reads it. Okay. Oh, that was a very quick fix. Okay, so what am I looking at today? We've only got like 2 hours to work with, as per usual. It's shortish time. I've been doing a lot of programming at the moment, not just on this, but also assignment work. So, apologies if I feel a little out of it. It has been a busy weekend overall. Like, all things considered, pretty busy. Cats are even knackered out, even though they're always knackered out. They're both sleeping on the bed at the moment. Chilling out, maxing, relaxing, all cool like. I should stop. Alright, I'm just gonna close all of these, give it a moment to figure that out. So, as you can probably see, there's a few things that have changed around the place inside of here. And that's to try and make things a little bit easier on my brain. Because, okay, I want to point out, right, so I haven't committed the updates that I've done right now to the GitHub that we have for this project that me and my friend are working off. This little thing indicates if it's been edited since the thing. This should give an idea of like what it's like. I decided to show up, sorry. Oh, hey, Midnight. Hope all's going well. Oop. So, I still live. I know the fucking goal of us all. Alright. There are still a lot of little bugs around the place that I've been cleaning up as well, because I've shifted to this system here. So before we used to have a lot of stats put into like a bunch of global variables. Kind of, this is a really terrible example, but just these are a few here. Almost all of these used to be global variables separate. I've collated them here because it's just much easier to manage from a singular spot, a singular struct, because it means that I'm just referencing the same thing and then just adding on a smaller tag. And it's just, it makes it much easier for my brain personally, and I can't even say for certain it's probably better code-wise or not, because technically it's the same amount of data being stored. Potentially it could even be more. But the fact that this is that big misunderstanding a lot of the time. The most important thing you can do in programming is make it easier to program. You know how to make songs? A little. God's sakes, cat. But not, I mean, I'm terrible at making stuff. Like, I've written some lyrics for one song I want to do, but, and I have a piano over there, but I mostly just do practice stuff. Just a second. No, like house music or something? What do you mean house music? I'm not so sure I understand. Funk? How to make songs funk? I mean, I guess? Again, in the most basic of the sense, like, I'm definitely far from someone that understands music very well. I understand theory. Music theory and stuff like that. There's a reason why I'm offsetting the music of the game to my friend, because he understands it far better than I do, and he barely understands it as well. He even admits to that. But again, like I understand music theory, and I can practice piano, classical pieces and stuff like that. I used to know guitar, but what's music theory, my guy? Stuff like pacing, the expected different beats that exist in the world, and what almost all of them are based off of kind of note points. That's a hard one to explain. That's kind of like asking, I mean, I could explain quantum theory better than I can explain music theory. I understand music theory in the most basic sense enough so that I can like get away with doing stuff. But like music theory is just the theory of music. It sounds like a shit explanation when I give it like that, but it just means that I understand it analytically, and that there alone should tell you how I understand music. Like there's certain music that I enjoy listening to, and then there's some that I don't, and that's about as far as I understand it. On like that sort of level. Something I always do think I could have done better at in my time, because yeah, like just I understand a funk in your server. I mean, sure, go ahead. I'm not gonna stop you. I can't listen to it on stream because I can't guarantee thing. It's also called Gym Funk and Bit Crush songs. Bit Crush I recognize a bit more. Okay, so it's this one and Guru's other one that I need to do. Those are the two that I need to work on. Okay. I'm gonna create a group in here. Like game music there. Yeah, no, that's why I say, like, I understand that, and I feel like I've heard some of that stuff before. But yeah. And again, I'm definitely not the first person I would come to for understanding music. It's not my area of expertise, and like I enjoy listening to music. I will not give the false illusion of like I don't enjoy music. Like I'm trying to avoid the, what was it, Connor's Sea-Dog VA's joke of which is like I enjoy the beeps and the boops. Like that's not quite it. I do enjoy meaning, I enjoy tempo, I enjoy a lot of those sorts of things. But at the end of the day, like, in my eyes with music, it's an emotional connection that you try and make with it. And if you can make an emotional connection and emotional understanding of the song, I like it. If I can't, then I can't. And I'm not saying that no one can, but that I personally can't. This playlist I don't have too much of an emotional connection to, but it's good music to just throw on that's not gonna flag me too much for copyright. I like a song if I could sing it somehow. See, I was talking about this with someone a couple weeks back. I come from a background that like very heavily stopped me from singing openly, and that's because I was tone deaf. And that caused problems for me. So I enjoyed playing music, I just never could sing happily. And nowadays I'm trying to learn to sing and it's actually been quite enjoyable. I don't think I'm that good. Still. Like, far from, but... It's, oh, don't worry about it again, like, we're talking about, childhood and such. So, like, we're talking quite some time ago. Decades. I should not say that because that makes me depressed when I say decades. But like that sort of thing to it. I always I like to make songs that have zero idea of music. Fair enough. I'm pretty sure most artists out there don't understand music theory or don't understand it to a high level, which is fine. Like, you don't need to understand music theory to make good music. It definitely would probably help, but... I think it sounds good. It sounds good. Yeah, exactly. Right? I mean, that's how my mate's doing it. He just finds stuff that sounds good, sends it to me, asks if I like it. Some of them I have, some of them I've said don't quite fit what I want, or some of them I've said I now want to make something because of this. Ever made? No, my mate. M-A-T-E. Like there was one song he sent me that I was like, I love the idea of this and I kind of want to make a map that is designed around it. And I thought it would be funny. Don't know how well it's going to fit in the game, but I might do it at some point. Okay. Hey, not gonna read that that name out, but hello to you. Come on, it's 2024, you know? Alright, pro incest, hey, how you going? Guy that makes songs every week, I don't know how he's handling the schedule, you know? I mean, that's the same with, like, was it Martin Luther King, right? Not Martin Luther King, what the fuck am I on about? No, no, who am I thinking of? No, it's not fucking him. Stephen King. Now, getting those two mixed up. Jesus. Yeah, no, Stephen King, right? Like, he produces books at a speed that nobody could understand. fucking headset's dying. There we go. My friend told me to bait the... what? It's been 9 hours. He's still baiting the master? Oh god, okay. As time goes by, so my ability to say decent. How do I want it to attack enemies? How do I want this to do the attacks? Has the last 3 months been? I mean, it's not too bad now. Things have been a lot better in recent. Getting all situated. Having my uni degree start up again, which is nice. Definitely not stressful. Games seeing a lot of progress. Several of the projects are in the works as well. I'm just kind of sorting things out. Again, typical life up and downs. How it goes. Okay. I need to muck around with some ideas. I'm still sleeping and go to job. I mean, that's how it pretty much is, right? So I'm just gonna draw up some ideas that I'm having. Just ignore me unless you want to pipe in with which one you think is better. Okay, so for targeting ideas, we've got target large group, not actually target but go to set points, or target single. What would be better? This is probably easier. This I think is just bad. Bro's using math. This isn't maths. This is just simply like what would you prefer a companion to do? Target a single dude at a time? Go on a set pathing route, so kind of like a Z on the screen or something like that? Or go after a larger group of enemy? Large group? Yeah, I'm thinking that's probably the better one. I'm just wondering how I'm going to do the detection for that. I might have to come back to this, because I think that's the best bet. Because then it's the question of what type of attack is it going to have? So again, this section is kind of its targeting. This section is how it's going to do its damage. So this is a slash. This is just collide. So just it touches this, it deals damage. And this is kind of like a shockwave. I'm thinking shockwave would be better, especially if we take into consideration we want to do this one. Which, again, like, all three of these are pretty easy to implement. Oh, summons a giant blade. It's not kind of what the character does. Spinny one. So, to explain this is Aura GX, which we can launch the game real quick. So again, all of these characters are pre-established talents and all that sort of stuff. Obrigo, yeah. So this one. So the passive we're working on the moment is the one that's not actually implemented. Her other one's implemented. Which I don't know how easy is it going to be. There it is. Yeah. Little ram on the ground that gives additional EXP. So that's her current passive. The other one's going to be, if I pull up my assets, I can actually add it now, can't I? Should just be in here, right? This dude. I drew this ages ago for this. This has been a long time coming that this would finally get added. It was just pure and simply because of some complexity is why it hasn't been added till now. Return from watching your sister's kids. Good lord, have fun. I bet that was real fun, Roger. Yeah, so this is the little guy we're working on at the moment. Roger, you also do game dev. What do you think towards this situation, if you don't mind me picking your brain? So this little guy here is gonna have he's state machine focused and all that sort of stuff. I just got here. Yeah, well, that's what I'm about to explain. So this little guy, three states. He has defense, pickups, and attack. We're discussing how he's gonna do his attack. So we've got the targeting and then the type of attack. Which targeting do you think would be better? I'm useless. No, you're not, Midnight. I'm just like getting more opinions because I just kind of want to think about things. One opinion's not always the best thing to go by. I just want to kind of get general. Do you think going after a group, having a set path, or going after a single enemy at a time and then just kind of like attack and then move on would be better for targeting? Then consider the attack could either be a slash, just colliding with the object, or colliding with the little dude, or them doing a shockwave attack. My thoughts are this is super easy to do, the single target. The set movement is probably not interesting or good. And this one I actually don't know how I'm going to handle it yet, if I was to do the multi-group one. Set pattern should hit everything in the path. Yeah, but you consider the game is constantly moving, right? So if we go back to the game and think on it in a Z pattern. So we run. I need to fix that, goddamn. Think on it in this sort of concept, like if we have it going in, say, a Z-like motion or something like that for its attacks, or even going around in a circular sort of thing, anything like that, it's going to be very obvious very quickly, even with it being a finite state machine. So it rotating its processes regularly. Because again, it's not a weapon itself, it's kind of like a buddy that's there for you. And like, again, sometimes he'll go after the XP for you, sometimes he'll come back and give you a shield, and then the rest of the time it's attacks. Not a good data thing, fair enough. Like, I think group target sounds the best. It's just going to be interesting to do. And then I feel that when taking into consideration group targeting, I feel like shockwave is the correct answer. So how would I do group targeting? How would I detect? How would I figure out when there's a group of enemies? I'm going to have to make some scripting for this. And it's probably going to end up being scripting that I might use in other places as well. So it's probably a script I should actually work on. How many entities on screen? Okay, tell me how to tell where they are. It's more than X hit. Check the middle hit of them. How many I get? That? Yeah? That could be an idea. Now you're adding more complexity than I intend, Midnight. That's the difficulty of it. So linear increase in cost instead of exponential. Yeah, no, I think I agree with that, Roger. No, it's all good, Midnight. Ideas are not bad. I'm just like, more ideas is good. So, but I get your reasoning. It's again, it's because it's an ability, and abilities are supposed to be not extremely impactful. In fact, this is probably going to be one of the most impactful ones as it is, so I'm trying to avoid going too thing. Oh, good, Midnight. Compass joke, do it every time. Fair enough, fair enough. So we're gonna write at so we'll go with that. Got lost in the Bermuda Triangle because of it. Oh no. All right, we're gonna write a script for this, right? Oops, I forgot that I'm not supposed to have spaces. Okay, so trying to think, because so got her into a trap in a clipped moment. Nice. Yeah, trying to think about it, right? So, because your suggestion is to find random enemies, fire lines from them, to detect. What was it again? It's a shoot rays from a random enemy. If more than X hit, check the middle of them. Said I was caught by a giant squid. Delayed saying, then come save me. She said, we can switch. Ooh. Grouped. It's such a weird concept, right? Like, I feel... Because there's several ways to do this, right? There's another way that I can think of, which is to do a DS list array. Do a DS list off of an enemy, and then just check how many are in that. It's creating a lot of AD problems. It's a lot of stored data that could potentially be problematic. Is there a better way to store that? Good lord, my cat is snoring quite loud. Shy Lily is live. Ooh. I haven't actually watched like any VTuber live in so long. I really need to fix that. I think the last one I genuinely watched was GX Aura. Back when in a fucking Euro trucking sim one. I do it as the clip maker. See, now that's fair. I don't clip them, I just create them. Yeah, no, I got that from the clip maker, not the clip leak thing. Okay, I have a really horrendous idea that could potentially cause memory issues. Are we ready for it? What do we think of that idea? I don't know how easy it is to read that. So we loop through the enemies, possibly within a field. Then we make, inside of that for loop, a temporary DS list, which is kind of resource intensive if I do it wrong. Detecting the collision in a like an area around them, probably a circle. Then we push to an array. Okay, doctor. Sorry. We push to an array. Two values, the value of in the list and the ID of the target. And then after all of that, quick sort the list, get the highest value of targets, and then use that ID as the target. So I believe this gives me what I want, right? This returns the number of objects. Any active instances of a specific object exist in the room. It's the whole Lego. Fair enough. Also missing the eye here. How do I do DS list stuff anymore? I can't remember, it's been too long. So DS list create into a variable collision rectangle list thing there, and then well. DS list clear. So minus. We'll be pretty directed with this. Kind of want to be on that like surgical side of this, where we're not going to too grandiose numbers. Fuck, I can't remember what some of these are. I need to refresh my knowledge on this. Where the check is based on precise collisions or bounding box in general. That's faster. Not me. True. List. Whoops. Whether it should be ordered by distance or not. Doesn't need to be ordered by distance. Number of thing. Okay, so now we do the funny sort thing. It's element index, right? No, it's element, sorry. So I want to do, is it, I think it's this, to get a descending order. So it's highest at the top. Okay, that should be it. So, to explain the process of this again, should work. I don't see a reason why it doesn't. What we're doing, create an array, create a DS list. We clear it every time we start the for loop. We find a target. Actually, might as well put this down here. Alright, so we find all of the active targets of whatever we're targeting. We find its ID. Then, using that, in an area around the target, we get the number of collision reports. Then, in an array, back into that array, we put the ID and the number of collisions. We destroy the list after we've done this however many times. And then we sort to find the highest amount of collision reports for a target, and then we return the target that had that amount. So it means that we get a return of an ID. I don't know if that was a really good explanation. I think it was terrible, but it should work. So let's start by... Is there even a point for origin? No, there's no point in origin. Okay, I'm gonna hard code a lot of values coming up. And that's purely because this is going to be a huge amount of testing that needs to be done. Okay, that should get the testing done. Yeah, so that's what I thought. Alright, okay, there we go. That should be the safety net that I need for that crash. So it will stay on top of me until it finds a group of enemies. I think I made the group too small, maybe? Like the grab radius? Or it's just not updating correctly. Yeah, so I think the radius isn't right, but we're getting there. That should probably be a value that we actually added in. Do this. Means I can play with it faster and easier. What 150. It's because this is going to be used for a few weapons that we've already got, which would be interesting. Gush is probably the first example I can think of. Like, I just wanted to see it switch targets a few times and I'm happy. Because it should be over here. Not there. I don't think I can make it draw a circle around, can I? Oh, no, I can. Okay, let's see if this works. Okay, there's a massive area that's detecting for. See, like, that's the thing. If this is correct, right? And I feel like, for example, this should be getting more. Unless I've got it the wrong way around. For the, sorting. And it's searching for the least for some reason. I doubt that though. It just doesn't seem like it's updating correctly. should be running every step. I want to see if this is returning a different ID constantly or not. Because I don't want this to be a step event thing eventually. It's going to be like a time sourcer. Time sourcing, but you know. Okay. It's 50, 51. I got it wrong. Using custom functions. If you use a custom function for sorting, it must take two arguments which will receive values of the current element and the next element respectively. The function should return any the following values to affect the sort order when element 1 is the current element and element 2 is the next element. Okay. So current element needs to be oh, I'm gonna hate this. My brain's just not ticking this through, eh? Element 1 minus element 2 will result in lowest to highest. So this should result in highest to lowest then, right? It seems none of them are I mean, we can clearly see that, I'm just gonna end the output so I stop having that flicker. Okay, so it is just not detecting correctly. I'm an idiot. That would explain it. I misread that. Cool. It is now targeting the largest congestion of the groups. Oh my god, poor Rampant. He is having one over there, isn't he? Cool. So we've tested it, it's working. Oh, that only took a long time. Okay, so to explain what I did wrong, I was finding instances of the target, not finding instances of the target type. I thought that this was finding instances that collided with that target in this area for some reason. I don't know why. We're good now. This will work. Ugh. So that's why you're seeing Rambit like flicker now. Because it's flickering in between like better targets. So there we go. There's your group targeting. It only took like fucking half an hour. Alright. To be fair, I can't even say it's definitely going to be the hardest part of this ability. That's the worst part. Because the state machine's going to be pretty annoying. So I need to have functionality to detect when the player is low and have internal cooldowns. So we're going to have time sources. So let's see. Um, So we're going to do a lot of this inside the object for now, and then we'll move a lot of like the creation event back to the script. It's just because we have to have because there is so much going on with this, I have to be able to test it rapidly. So what this is going to mean, it's going to be our check. So in the step event, it's going to basically be constantly checking regardless of state for the trueness of this. Is this true, and is player health below, say, 40%, right? I'll probably... Do we want to make it lower than that? It's dangerous to make it too much lower. I could put it at 25, maybe. Because it's supposed to be like real, oh no, give shield. Okay. God, such epic music for basically nothing happening in programming right now. So we've got to have attacking enemies. So this is going to have two minor states. This is going to be getting target and then... No, not two minor states. Getting target, going to target, doing the effect, right? So yeah. Sorry, my brain is just starting to fizzle a little bit because that system was more complex than I wanted it to be this early on in the morning. Spent a lot of yesterday doing some shading stuff, like shader stuff, with what was it? It's a VGO or some shit like that. I can't remember. It was some very foundational concepts that, realistically speaking, I will probably never use. Especially if I end up using an engine. The stuff I'm doing right now for that is literally never used. So it's a weird thing, right? Like, this is the aspect of doing a programming degree that I will stress is that you will learn so much useless knowledge, but at the end you'll have so much foundational understanding that less things will be concerning to you. It is on your behest that you must find out how the modernization of that works. But like, the fact is that, yeah, I'm doing programming that was done back in the 80s right now, but with modern tech. That programming would not need to be replicated unless you're building an engine from the ground up, which, I'm not gonna lie, I could do at this point pretty comfortably, because I've got all the foundational knowledge I feel like I would need, and then it would just be Googling and tutorials since from that point onwards. Again, it's the weakness of doing these doing a programming degree like this is because at this point in time I could arguably leave it and be better off if I could have afford to, like, genuinely, because it means that I would have more time to dedicate to working on things. I've gotten the majority of the foundational stuff that I'd want. The benefit I have of staying with who I am, like especially the ones that I'm learning with, is that it means I can get better experience that's designed to help me understand, like, the actual industry itself better, which is what I kind of want to do. Like, there's certain questions that I ask myself, but I would like to have a better academic understanding of them before I would jump out. And plus, it would be nice to have a second degree, because it would mean that I'd have two things that I could hang on my wall that I still haven't even hung the first one up right now. It's still sitting over in the corner. But because the only good place to hang it up is up on that wall over there, and I'm not going to have it in frame because I don't have my full name in frame. Okay, so that is that. Then we'll need state switching. I'm giving it arbitrary numbers again for testing purposes at this point. Okay, and then okay, there we go. So it's some of the state stuff there that we're getting going. Now there's two things I need to look up. I'm gonna write some notes down quickly. There we go. Right, I wrote a note down to check up on something later, because I just realized, like, I keep thinking about something and I've never actually looked at something that I need to get as a reference for it. The more I keep thinking about it, the more I'm like, oh, that makes sense. I should probably look. So I know how it will look if I do it a different way or not. Do a specific thing a certain way. We should probably add in this. Okay. So I'll have default around for a safety net because there's no reason not to. I already have something for the state switching and all that, but probably best to still do that. Okay, so if we take this into consideration, then we're going to have Okay, so this is kind of how this finite state machine is going to work, somewhat. Is we're going to have, the logic is going to go through the state process, and then it's going to have the minor state to figure out internal kind of where it's at, what it's doing. So this is going to be, gonna move towards point probably. Now the speed, I want it to accelerate at long distances. So okay, so what I'm gonna want for this is this is gonna be really confusing, but this is how I'm just gonna go put this over here because that means it's gotten rid of. What was the... I have not actually looked at my input file in so long, I just realized. So left key. No. Left... left click is the name for it.
Can't you see I'm blazing? Still my heart is blazing. If the words kill me, I don't need a new world after you. My tribe is my word. Your words will never let me disappear. That is bullshit blazing. Still my heart is blazing. If the words kill me, I don't need a new world after you. Soon you will know. We already know the smell of love. Know the smell of love. Know the smell of love. Know the smell of
Okay, I want to see how this works. Doesn't seem to work. Oops. So I've gotten the maths wrong. What is the equation for that again? I need to grab from... So how's this gonna feel? I swear, do I just not have those getting set to like 0 or something when I'm paused? Try that. I want to see how that actually functions. Oh, I know what's happening. Yeah. It's got nothing to do with this. Leave it at speed equals 1. Because I think that's why I'm moving further. I'm gonna have to finish zone 2. Yeah, you can never truly get away from Rambit. I don't know, there's mixed feelings about this, because what happens if you take like really critical damage and now he's like, so then he immediately goes, okay, well I need to give you a shield. So what if he can't catch you then? Do we make a specific state for that one occurrence where he just gets insane speed to get to you? To just guarantee he gets to you in time. Because like it's going to be like an area thing, right? I think that's good enough, because if I do this... What if I get, give me some levels, give me reflection can, increase speed. The distance is becoming greater, so I do need to add in a multiplier that's based on the movement speed. Cool, okay. So there we go. That should give it so Rambit doesn't ever get left behind. Because that was the one thing I wanted to avoid. So that makes me feel a lot safer, because again, we're gonna make it so it, if it gets the player after this point, it's like if in range of players, switch mind state. Just do this for the moment, because it's like I'm gonna have to come back to this. This is gonna probably be what my like free time is gonna look like for the next day or two. So I need to wrap up now. We're over time. I am desperately needing to get ready for my lecture. So, with that being the case, let's go through, just before we leave, let's go through some talk about this game. This game is getting very, very close to its next release. I keep saying that, but it is true. At this point in time, the only things on my end that are major are finishing the assists, which, I mean, I won't show them in detail, but if we go to assists and assist scripts, realize Vox is basically done, Iron Mouse is done, Juniper is done, Miri is done, Kason is done. This one could be whacked out in about 5 minutes. This one can be whacked in less, and this is probably going to take the longest, and it's still going to take less than like 20 minutes. This is almost done. The abilities, which we've been working on one of them today, the other one down here shouldn't be too hard to make. Should take very little time to organize and set up. It should pretty much be 2 function calls. And yeah, that's the majority of stuff on my end to have sorted. There's a couple of things that I'll need to do cleanup wise and other bits and pieces and stuff like that, and I am just going to continue doing refinement. But genuinely, that is where I'm at. My mate that has been working on UI and stuff like that, he's got a couple of things he's been cooking up. I'll get in contact with him sometime soon to see where he's at. Once I have gotten assists done, I'm going to be submitting this to our thing, and I will contact him then. So there's a good chance it will probably be in the next day or two. And like genuinely, the game is at a point where progress is going to slow down again, but that's purely because we will have a release. And it will be, I'm just going to be doing a little bit of a cleanup before that release comes out, because there's a couple of weapons I'm still not sure are working properly. And some updates I could do to certain things to make them better. But yeah, that's where we're at. So honestly, there's a good shout that next week dev stream might just be release, depending on where my mate is at. We will see. If that is the case, I will be making a lot of fanfare around it, because I will also be working on some stuff for the other channel that I have been putting off purely because I haven't had all of the abilities and everything working, and I wanted things to be as pretty as possible before that point, but I'm not going to be able to guarantee anything better than what we've got. Speaking of pretty things, y'all want to... Let's just go off tangent for a moment. I'm very much going over time, but I don't care at this point. Y'all want to see like the... Oh, for God's sakes. Thank you, Windows, for lagging. You want to see the drawing progress I've been making. So again, reminder, I have been doing this as traced line art to get hand positioning and line work going. So this was our first attempt that I think I've shown on stream. Of Jinglue from Honkai Star Rail. Really fucking tragic. These are all from the same day. This one is horrendous, and this one was a little bit better. I was getting some of the positioning right, but I was still having like hand aches. So I'm gonna skip like a couple of days, and this was when I started just acknowledging I needed to just do busts and simpler drawings. This was when Sparkle released, so I was like, oh, well, I'll also do Sparkle, and I'm already seeing massive improvement at this point. With my hand positioning, with the lines. There's still some cleanup that needs to be done, but overall I'm actually getting quite happy with this. This was as a joke, because I keep sending pieces of this to my friend and asking him, do you know what this character is? Because he's a huge Hoyo, all those sorts of games that come under that bannering fan. He enjoys a lot of it, though he doesn't play Genshin as much anymore. And I just like having it as a challenge to see if he can figure out the character, if it's good enough looking, right? Now I don't do 2 drawings every day. Sometimes I just do 1. For example, this was a day I just did 1. Whoops. There we go. And yeah, I'm not doing just exclusively Honkai Star Rail, just mostly. So this, I'm already seeing massive improvement. There's only like one bit over here that I'm really not happy with. Otherwise, pretty happy with it overall. And then today's one, so again, this was done before stream. This one I do not think was amazing, but I am definitely seeing overall more improvement. This one was definitely not one to be proud of, though. What about yesterday's? Oh, yesterday's I was actually quite happy with. Because the legs, for example, this is, I think, the only leg part that I didn't do in one line. That's like a full line. And it's just this bit down here and this bit here that I'm not too happy with. These legs, that is all one line. And that is all one line. I was actually really happy with that. So, go me. I'm getting slowly better, and soon I will start working on shape language inside of that, and then kind of deconstructing from there, and then eventually drawing myself stuff instead of doing trace work. It's just, again, I'm getting back into art after a long time, and I thought this would be an interesting way to trick my brain into giving me some slack for the quality of the piece that I'm doing. Anyway, with that being the case, thank you so much for watching. You've been awesome. Stay awesome. Have a good day, and I hope to see you again next time. Till then, bye.